Hello and welcome, everybody. It's a wonderful afternoon here in Amsterdam, and you are in the middle of, or at the beginning of, a new mind exploration episode with Anne Jirsch today. Anne is a futurist and intuitive, an international speaker and trainer, and a best-selling author, and you might have come across her books in various bookshops in the future section, probably. Welcome, Anne. Lovely to have you.
Very grateful to be here. It's lovely to see you, Astrid. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, the books are out globally. So I'm really grateful the books have started. Every so often I get a message. Somebody messaged me recently to say my books are out in Malaysia.
Wow.
Just you never know where they're going to pop up next. I'm very, very grateful for the books being out there. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So, Anne was really creative in writing those books. What a segue to our subject, Discover Your Creative Genius. So, we're going to chat for a little bit and we're going to talk about what Anne means by discovering your creative genius. And we are not going to do a demo, but Anne's going to do a demo for us. So be prepared. And if you are driving or doing anything else in that way, please don't take part later on. At the moment, we're going to talk, so you'll clearly hear when we start the demo. Anyway, so what does discover your creative genius mean to you, Anne?
When I wrote the fifth book, I need to give you a little bit of background. That the fifth book, I started to notice the world of work massively changing. This was before COVID, and people were being bogged down, overwhelmed, exhausted, and doing so many different things and trying to learn everything. And I could see the way it was going.
Mhm.
And one of the big hypnotherapists, one of the big names said to me, I said, people are on overwhelm. Our brain isn't coping with all that's going on and we're spread too thin. And he said he'd had lunch with two scientists and they'd said our brain filters haven't caught up for the time we're in, which makes total sense to me. And the book had ten chapters, each with a different area that you need, that I feel you need for the future of work, business, career.
Mhm.
But the Future Genius one, I really love that one. And I've decided this year to really concentrate a lot more because I feel everyone's got some magic in them.
Mhm.
When you think of it, they say everyone has a book in them. Well, it might be a book, it might be something else, but everybody's got some talent to offer the world. And most people die with it inside them. You've heard the expression, don't die with your music inside you.
Mhm.
People think that was Wayne Dyer, but it was actually from an 18th century poem. And it is said most people die with their music inside them, and it's just saying their talent. Most people don't get their talent. Most people have a life of regret. And you imagine that's such a shame. Imagine if somebody's got something really brilliant to bring to the world, but they doubt themselves, or they're imposter syndrome, or they don't know which one of the ideas to work with. And there's a whole range of things that get in the way. Often the people around us put us off. Very, very often, most people have people around them that'll go, what are you doing that for? Well, that's silly. That's not going to work. So, for helping people to identify the one idea and how to develop and put it out there, I really, really want to work with that. I really, because I'm seeing people, they call it their toolbox. I do take the mickey a bit out the toolbox because it just means you've got a mishmash of different things. You're always on the latest course. You're always running off doing something else. But what is your legacy? What are you going to be known for? What is your gift to the world? And it ain't doing 20 different things. So one of the things I've often said when I'm teaching is think of somebody who you think of as being brilliantly successful, done very well, maybe in your field, maybe in a different field. If I ask you what they do, you'll tell me in 5 words or less. If I ask
Mhm.
you what you do, you're going to ramble on. Oh, I do a bit of this, do a bit of that. Oh, I've changed it. Oh, then I've done. No, I mean, and you rattle on, and that's the difference. The people, what is it you're going to be known for? What is that? What is the special thing? What is that thing you're going to put out in the world that's your essence? And so that's the bit I want to get to. And once I started digging into it, I found the most incredible things. I interviewed Chris Burrows Brown, one of the best creative geniuses in the world. And he was fascinating because He was top of his game in advertising, won awards, did all sorts of amazing things. And he knew he was missing something. So he did what we think to do. He went off traveling all over the world, come back, thought, I still haven't found it. And he
Mm.
found that he said, I access my genius when I'm taking the dog for a walk or I'm in the shower, not when you're sitting in front of the computer.
Yeah.
So it's like when we're trying to, you've all seen it in the movies. That somebody's sitting there and they're going, I'm going to write a play or a film or a book, and they write the title. Then it always says 3 days later, and there's still the title, because you sit there and you try and be your creative genius, and it doesn't. It comes when you're in flow, when you're walking. So the other thing that is so important to know, NASA commissioned a study, and they brought in scientists, and I found this particularly interesting. They brought in scientists and asked them to identify the creative geniuses amongst their engineers and rocket scientists. So the scientists devised a study, and the study perfectly worked. They identified them. So the scientists then took the study and rolled it out, and they found under the age of 5, you're at your most creative genius. 98% of 4-year-olds are creative geniuses. By the time you're an adult, only 3% of adults are. So I started to experiment, and I devised taking people back, regression, those of you who work with time and hypnotherapy, regressing people back to the age when they were at their most creative genius. We teach this in the coaching, and anchoring that, bringing it back to now. So you start to access that in your current time. You bring it back so it's still a part of you. Then we look at the future where you've got it out into the world. So we're doing this Saturday week. We're doing a 4-hour. Myself and Jake. Jake is just a great guy in America, and I just felt like he'd be good to work with. I like collaborating. I like working with people. So it's a process I came up with and worked with that I found really, really good for accessing that essence you need
Mm-hmm.
and coming up with your genius idea. Then how does it manifest in the future? What do you need to do now? What state do you need to be in to create it? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the essence. So it's one chapter out of the book, but I particularly want to work with it, right? I'm seeing too many people working really hard, doing so much work, but not actually making the progress. And I want them to find that magic.
Mm-hmm. So, when you're taking people back to, well, when you regress them to the time when they were creative at the age of before 5,
Mm,
you're really getting them back to their resources,
mm.
as we would do to their resource state, and then you propel them forward into the future immediately. How do you do that?
I usually have a break in between, but the thing is, how you were as a creative genius is probably different how I was. So I want to
Hmm.
find out. It's like I used to put on plays. Me and my friends used to
Yeah.
make up little plays and put them on. Somebody else might paint, somebody else might sing, somebody else might write music. We've all got. My brother would get all that building blocks and build things,
Yeah.
Meccano or whatever it was, and or Lego the little boys play with. So we all have a different. I want to find what is that essence. How did it
Hmm.
manifest? Not just get the feeling, but how did it, and how would that work in your current time?
Hmm. I have one question before you continue. In that study that they did in the company, do you remember what the characteristics were that people had, that geniuses, the creative geniuses had, compared to the
Well,
others?
no, I need to go back and look at that. The study, I can
Hmm.
send you the study. I can send you a
Okay.
study. But for the work we do, it's more, it's different for different people.
Hmm.
So it isn't any one state for everyone.
Yeah.
It's just being connected to it. It's being able to access it. I think with the rocket scientists and engineers they identified, one of the things that showed up that is very interesting, people that access that creative genius, very interesting. It comes down to what they call psychological safety.
Hmm.
Now, what they found now, this was Google. Google, I don't know if they still do, but they used to allow 20% of their work time, their staff, 20% of their time in creativity, coming up with ideas, meditation. They used to have these pods and people go and have a nap. I mean, I find that mad, but you know, they go do that and help them come up. And what they did was they put some groups together. Really interested in this. They put these groups together and they said, right, you're going to go and work on ideas. And the groups didn't work. They tried
Mm.
getting like-minded people. They tried getting a mixture, different age group. They tried every combination and it didn't work. So they brought in this woman, Harvard big shot psychologist. And she said they brought her in and she tried everything, couldn't get these groups to come up with genius ideas. She just could not get it to work. Then she sat there and after they really battled this for some time, she said, I remember when I was at university, we'd have these groups. She said, the group that I was in should have been brilliant and it wasn't. Nobody
Mm.
come up with anything. She said, and there was this other group that was more just for fun. We all just had a bit of a laugh. She said, we were always coming up with ideas. And she said, she realized it's when you feel safe to come up with ideas.
Hmm.
Psychological safety. Now, in the workplace, now I've definitely found in the last probably 7, 8 years, the work people are coming to me with the telling me their workplace is toxic. It's got
Yeah.
ugly in the workplace. It's in the corporate world. Schools, teachers, the amount of teachers that sound bullied at school, it's shocking, absolutely shocking. So
Yeah.
when you're in a hostile environment, you're going to go, I've just had a new idea. I think we could do. You don't. You shut up and you sit down and you go quiet. So that's what was happening. And she said in the group where we just thought a bit of laugh, we would come up with ideas. Might be a mad idea, might be a good idea. We didn't feel uncomfortable because we were just having fun and we all got on well. So
Hmm.
that's what she learned to do to bring that into Google. How do we make people feel psychologically safe? Well, we're dealing with a lot of therapists. How do we make them feel psychologically safe in their own? And that's when we do the mind stuff, Astrid, don't we? We
Hmm.
do make people feel in a comfortable state. And I usually find the comfortable states in the future when
Right.
they've got it out in the world. So we create that anchor and make them feel comfortable.
From the future to the present
Mm,
again. Hmm.
mm, mm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you bring them back to their past resource state as a child,
Yeah.
and then give them psychological safety that you anchor from the future. So you bring those two together, and you have 2 sessions for that. Is that
Well,
right?
in a workshop we do it in a day.
Hmm.
We'll go back, come back, talk about it, really try and develop how it manifested for you.
Hmm.
Say if you were a great artist, a little kid, we'd want to try and draw that out and really get you in that state and feel what it felt like and how to
Hmm.
would that be in your current time. So we want to work with that state and how it manifested.
Yeah.
Have a little break, then go. This is what me and Jake will be doing on the 21st.
Hmm.
Then go
Yeah.
into the future. We want to see the end result because think of something you're good at right now that you've been successful at. If you could take it back to you 10 years ago, you'd have done it sooner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going into the future, getting into that, going, oh, this is what it's
Hmm.
like with my book or my new program or my movie or whatever it is. When I've got it out there, this is what it feels like. This is how I make it happen. What's different about you in the future? Bring
Hmm.
that back to now, and we find out how you get it going.
Hmm. So Michelle's asking, I'll read it out. So do
Yeah.
they have to see a goal and feel safe with it and bring it to the now?
Yeah, but the thing is, you will see. You'll see how it manifests in the future. So it's not having a goal in your present time. We're not working with your current thinking. It's the current thinking that gets in the way and gets
Hmm.
distracted. We're actually dealing with the future you, who's actually taken all the steps, got it out there. So you go into future and find the goal, not start
Yeah.
off with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you don't know what you want to do, I mean, that's not really creative, is it? If you don't know what you're going to do in the future. But no, joking. But you're running a workshop with Jacob Ray on the
Mm,
21st of March. You've mentioned that now.
mm.
So will that be for hypnotherapists? Who's that for?
anybody. It's for
Anybody.
anybody that wants to
Hmm.
find their creative genius. No, not particularly for hypnotherapists. And
Okay.
I usually charge 4 times as much for the workshop, but I just wanted to do it and I wanted to work with Jake. So we've
Mm.
just put it out there really, really cheap. We got the early bird price. We just wanted to put it on. I just felt it's really nice to get there and get that energy and get people feeling what it feels like to have whatever it is out in the world and in their space that they're trying to access now. So
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I know you're really intuitive and you love to collaborate, as you said earlier.
mm,
So you'll just put stuff out there for any price, and I'll find the link later on and put it into the show notes in case anybody's wondering. But what I'm wondering is, okay, so this is open to anyone,
yeah,
but what would you say from what you've learned from your book, wherever the information comes from, how bosses, if they want more creativity and innovation in their companies, how should they try to, or how should they make sure that they have that psychological safety and that kind of feeling of well-being that people need, employees?
they need to bring me and Jake in for a day's training. We're taking this into the workplace. I've taken this into the workplace,
Hmm.
and yeah, it is about creating that safe space. That I think one of the things bosses need to do is look at how toxic. They don't know the workplace is toxic. They don't know
Mm.
what's going on. But there's one person that's left out of everything. One person. There's a very bullying environment. But we've got a day that we spend with the corporates, and I've done this in a
Oh, you
number of.
do this already with
Oh
Jacob?
yeah,
Oh,
we
okay. I
haven't
didn't know
done
that.
one together. I've done it on my
Okay.
own.
Yeah.
I tell you what it is. Jacobs comes from the corporate world, but you would never know it to look at him.
Okay. No.
He looks spiritual. He
Yeah.
looks spiritual. People expect me to be spiritual. I've got less spiritual over the years. I've got
Mm.
less spiritual as time's gone on for various reasons. Jumped the shark for me many years ago. So, and I like things to be quite businesslike and grounded. So we come in at very different angles and we got very different strengths.
Hmm.
Jacob's really good at corporate speak. He's very measured and comes across. But as I say, he looks spiritual, but he's really got this
Right.
corporate air when he talks and comes across. So we come in at different angles, and I quite like the balance. I also quite like working with people what I call cross generational. So he's a
Mm.
young guy, and I find it interesting because we all end up working with people quite like ourselves, even down to the point of companies sometimes have a problem that everybody they bring in is like them,
Yeah.
as in
Hmm.
they're detailed people and there's overview. So an overview person who's quite extrovert, good at sales, brings in more extrovert people.
Right.
Nobody's looking after the books and the reordering and the paperwork. Paperwork people forget to go and promote because they're all sitting there with the detail. So we often miss, and I think there's something really interesting about working from people that add a different angle. And I find
Hmm.
working with younger people, really, really interesting. They know stuff I don't. It's funny, there was a
Right.
course recently and somebody went, why would I? It wasn't anything to do with anybody we know, but
Mhm.
it's just a course I came across, and I took the 1 day course, and it was really good. And this one went, why would anybody go on that? The guy looks 20. What can you learn from somebody that age? And I went, actually, he was really good. He was really good. Just because he's young doesn't mean to say he's not good. So they've
Mm.
got knowledge we don't have, or a fresh idea, or something. So yeah, so the corporate world, I will be doing some work because Jake's in America. I have
Hmm.
worked with the corporates, gone in there, got their people, told them the story, as I've told you. When you take them back to that childhood thing, you do get a shift. You need to get them in a playful mood. So Chris Bresbaum that I mentioned did a TED talk, and he had a big audience, and they were very, very quite suited and booted and quite stiff. And he said, I want you all to reach under your chair. There's a piece of paper. They pulled it up. The piece of paper was had lines on it to fold it into a aeroplane, paper aeroplane. He got the whole room filled up. It's all over above them. There's paper airplanes flying about, and straight away he got them out of that. We're here, we're listening. Go on then,
Hmm.
make us creative. Straight away, they're all giggling and laughing. He got them in that playful mode.
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is talk to them about what did you do when you were get people talking about how was your creativity as a kid. I mentioned in the book one of my grandsons. I mean, little boys do this more than girls. Little boys, they make noises when they play.
Yeah.
I said they make
Hmm.
noises like "Ah," you just hear this racket. They just do it completely on their own, totally unabandoned. They don't care. They're not even aware of anybody else. They get into that creative. So talk when I tell people that it starts to trigger little thoughts
Hmm. Was
in
I
their
like that?
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little
Hmm.
girls, what did you do? Some of them draw a lot. Some of them, with my granddaughter, we sit and we make up stories and we put in a line each. We
Hmm.
deliberately put in ridiculous sentences for the other one to have to try and follow it. And then we're crying with laughter, but it's accessing that part of us. So the first bit you do, you access that fun side, which they've
Hmm.
all. I had one woman come to me and went, no, I never played as a child. No, I never did, but I need some ideas because my business is getting, God, she was hard work. Very, very stiff, so uptight. And I took her on the journey back. And she went, oh, there's my toys. Oh, remember that, Ted? And she just totally melted and went soft. When she come back, she went, I know what I need to do with that business. The
Right.
shift in her was dramatic, but she was adamant. No, no, we didn't play. I was never interested in playing as a child. I read books. I did this, did that. She was so stiff. She'd lost that essence, but it wasn't hard to get her back to it.
Right. No, that's good. So, is that already enough? Why do we need the future when we've already got the resources from the past?
Because how are you going to get it out there in the world? So
Hmm.
so you've accessed your creativity. You've
Hmm.
accessed that. I've discovered how it manifests within you. It's a nice feeling. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it, Astrid? What are you going to do with it? I teased the life out of this girl. So what are you going to do with it? So they want to know if they can take that and play around with ideas in their current time. I'm not very patient. I like things happening quick. Or we can take a look in the future to see what they've done with that. What have they
Hmm.
done? So say if you've written a book, what did that book? Okay, let me give you an example. So one of the big shots in hypnotherapy took me forward. I'd taken him forward several times. He took me forward and said, you got your first book in your hand. What is it called? That's where I
Hmm.
got the title.
Right.
And it's something about putting it out there on the airwaves because within a cut, what had happened was I'd taken him forward and cheeky, but I asked him, what am I doing in the future? It's supposed to be his session. I was being cheeky. He said, Anne, you've done well. You've got a big book deal, several books out there. And I went, great. Something about putting that out there on the ether. About a month later, we're all at a wedding, and this guy come up said, "Anne, I've heard a lot about your work. When you're going to write a book?" And I said, "I'm working on one." I'd seen the title. I said, "It's called
Hmm.
Instant Intuition." I only had the title. The hypnotherapist took me to have a look at it, and I saw the cover. I tell you, one of the things I saw. I also said, God, I look bloody young on the cover. Cool. I was thinking, this is good. Maybe I've had some work done. Well, it was just airbrushed, very airbrushed. I've got a copy somewhere. You had it very airbrushed. I thought I'd had a bit of work done. But yeah, and so this agent, it turned out to be a top agent in Europe. Great guy, really great guy. Going to be out in Ireland the same time as us. So I'll be catching up with.
Oh, yeah, that is referring, by the way, everyone, to the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference that we need to push as well, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And that is in April on the 24th to the 26th of April. And I will be speaking about future visioning for better health outcomes, or whatever I've called
Brilliant.
it,
Yeah.
beyond visualization. So I've stolen your usual future visioning subject, and that's why
Yes,
you're
I
talking
had to
about
do something different. There you go.
creative genius. Yeah, sorry.
That's right. That's
But no,
right.
I've found so many useful, use cases for future visioning. I've just decided, well,
No,
let's do.
it'll be good. It's great. When I first started working with this, and it took off very quickly, I made the decision to teach other people, and a lot of people
Mm,
said, "Don't do it, don't do it. You just have loads of competition." And I
right.
said, "Do you know what? In life, you get out there and you build other people up. It don't do you harm.
Hmm.
It'll always build you up if you help other people and build them up. And my practitioners will tell you, I will help them if I can. I will promote what they do. I'll back them up. I really back people up.
Yeah.
And I think people are quite precious and quite threatened. I think, no, get out there, but put it out there, put your work out there in the world. It'll come back somewhere or other. It will work. So
Yeah,
where was
that's
I? Where
karma.
was I? But we got to the Irish thing. What was I
The
talking
Irish
about?
Hypnotherapy Conference, I'll be talking about beyond visualization, future visioning for improved
Yeah,
health improvement. I can't remember the title myself. Oops. And
you
but I
got
know
the
what I'll be
gist.
talking about. Yeah, health and future visioning. And you will be talking about the same topic, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I want to
Discover.
work with this at the moment. I
There we
just
are.
feel I see so many. I tell you what it is, Astrid. I see so many people. They've trained in a lot of things. They're bloody good at what they do, but they're stuck. And
Hmm.
one of the problems we got is too many people doing hypnotherapy, various that. There's just too many
Yeah,
healers, too many of this, too many of that. So you have to come to that bit of magic you have.
yeah.
So if you can take somebody and find that bit of magic and put it out there in the world, I just can see so many looking disappointed, and I know what it's like. I've had it myself. If you go back before I started working with the future stuff, you're working and working and working. You can only charge so much, massive amount of
Yeah.
competition, and then you have that thing. Perhaps if I just train in one more thing, it'll all get bigger. And I just feel people are missing their magic, and so
Yeah.
I just right at the beginning of the year, I thought I really want to work with that. That's what I want to concentrate. I've got loads of
Mm.
options. I've really got a lot of options. I've got 5 books that 50,000 words each, 5 books. I've got plenty of material to put out there in the world. And the books are in 20 countries. I've got plenty of places I can work with. That's the problem. We have a lot of options. Every single
Hmm.
person in these fields has a lot of options. Therein lies the problem. It's too
Right.
easy to run around doing this, doing that, here, there, everywhere. I think we need to hone what we do and really find what we do and really focus on it. I really, really want to get to people's essence. So,
Hmm.
there's other things I can work with, but I've just felt. And then Jake popped up and I said, "Do you know what? You're really good with this subject. I think we should put some more out there." So that's more
Mm.
for America. That's for America. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying we need to get back to our creative genius and
Mm.
really get to our essence.
Yeah.
What about the people who say, yeah, I have tons of ideas, I'm really creative, and
Mm.
they follow each idea?
That is why I take them into the future. I'm not
Hmm.
interested in millions of ideas. You're just going to run around scattergun, not getting anywhere. That is
Yeah.
why I take people into the future. We need to know your game changer.
Hmm.
We want that, get all the ideas. Which one is the game changer?
Right.
What is it you do with it? What's the detail? What
Hmm.
does it consist of? And how do you get it out there in the world? And one of the things that I do with private clients is, where is it in the world? I
Right.
actually get, usually once a year, I get one of the practitioners to take me to see where my work's going to be busy, what country. And that country, when it pops up, I go, "Oh, I've been expecting you." Okay, yesterday, get this, I'm in talks for Mongolia.
Oh,
Which I
right.
quite fancy that. Yeah, I quite fancy Mongolia. It'd be a hoot, wouldn't it? Just go to Mongolia and do some future work. I think that would be a hoot. I think it'd be good because I've got a Mongolian client and she's really interesting woman, very, very interesting. She's very high up, and I thought that'd be really interesting to go there.
Mm.
So take my work there. So what with you, if you listen to this, imagine finding the thing that is your game changer. I don't care about all the different ideas in your toolbox, and I might do this, and I might do that, and I'm doing a bit. Forget all that. What is your game changer? What does it look like? How do you make it happen? And you know the hard part, but the important part, get rid of everything that isn't it. And
Haha.
that is
Haha.
hard. I find that hard. I find that hard. We all find that hard. Get rid of everything that, because there's every day you look online and you go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'll listen to that talk. Oh, that's interesting. I must save that for later. I must read that. Oh, I subscribe to all these things and I've not read them. I must read. Blah, 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 blah. Head gets in a mess, and
Yeah.
I have it. I find my head is overactive. Then we have to go, keep coming back, getting rid of everything that isn't it.
Who did I think I heard this last weekend at the Danish Hypnotherapy Conference in
Mm,
Copenhagen where I went. Um, and this is every day, I believe children are exposed, and I think it was Julie May who said this about EBSA, emotionally based school avoidance. I'm not entirely sure it was her, but I think it was. So every day a child of 8 or 10 years old is exposed to as much information as a person from 100 or 200 years ago
yeah,
in their
yeah.
whole lifetime.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's an amazing American TV series called Carnival. It's
Mm.
it's one of the best TV series. It's actually quite dark in places, and I don't watch things that are dark, but it's so brilliantly written that I've actually spoke to the author a few times. Amazing. And in it, it's 1930s American. It's a carnival traveling around from town to town to
Hmm.
town. And they come across this preacher, massive, great big preacher. Now, this preacher goes on the radio and he comes back and he said, I've just spoken to more people on that radio show than Christ spoke to in his entire life.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Now, you imagine that today online, the amount of people you can reach and speak to.
Yeah.
That reach is really quite something. And what you're going to put out there with that reach, a lot of
Mm.
mishmash, or you're going to put out your essence. That what is that bit you're brilliant at? What is it you're absolutely brilliant at? Imagine for me, I'm sitting there working with somebody, a client comes, and I absolutely can see where they're going to be brilliant. And
Mhm.
we talk, and they walk out and they're going, wow, I'm going to go. That is, wow, I can do that. And imagine that. That is why I work a lot. 'Cause to
Mm.
sit with somebody and actually find that. And sometimes I can see it because, as you said, I work with intuition.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can see it. I've got a girl coming tomorrow, a client. We're going for lunch. That she's known as the goddess. And she is.
Oh.
She is the goddess. She is the goddess. And when I first met her, we talked, and I said, "You're an influencer." She never done anything like it. I said, "You are an influencer." So she started sitting, talking. She builds up because she's charismatic and she's beautiful. So, and then I took her into the future, and she said, "Ah, I'm not meant to be sitting down. My future, I'm standing up. I'm talking standing up."
Mm.
So she did that in 6 weeks. She had 96,000 followers. She's now got 450,000 followers just on one
Oh.
platform. She is magical. And it was actually glimpsing her future self going, no, that's what my future self does. That's how she does it. That's when she got that. And she tapped into it and she felt what it felt like.
Mm.
She just took off.
What if I do want to discover my creative genius, but I don't want to be big, known all over the world, famous, and making such a huge difference in the world?
You don't
What?
want to make, well,
Well, I'm not talking about me personally, but
no, I
I'm
know.
sure there are people who just want their small, normal life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, near me, there's a cave. And I can kid it out from no, I'm kidding. Um, I'm kidding. Thing is, you know it. You've
Mm.
been if you go to the NLP training, they'll talk about people want to lose weight, people want to stop
Mhm.
smoking. When they get to the phobias, percentage of the audience, when they talk about stage fright, half
Yeah.
the audience puts their hand up. That is the
Mm.
biggest block most people have. I would
Yeah.
actually say, no, how about you overcome that and face your biggest fear. um, you don't achieve it. You can be behind the scenes, especially now you can have a little avatar and you can, but most people will hide away, which makes it very, very easy for the ones that don't. The ones that go, no, I'm going to step up, I'm going
Mm.
to go on camera and I'm going to do what I do. And there will be some people that won't be nice, and there will be my brother-in-law will take the piss or whatever, because we've all got somebody around us that takes the piss
Yeah.
or goes, that ain't going to work. I'm going to just go and do it, and I don't care. And
Hmm.
as soon as you do that, you're ahead of 95% of people.
That's true.
That's all you
I
got to
believe
do.
I believe the word, the adjective is unfuckwithable.
Is
Sorry.
that it? Yeah, I have not heard that.
Some book title, I can't remember, but
Yeah.
somebody was being very creative with that. Okay, so now I'll play devil's advocate. If everybody releases their creative genius and steps out up onto the stage, aren't we hearing too many messages again? Getting
Well,
too
most
much
people
input.
aren't going to, though, are they? That's the thing.
That's
You've
true.
only got to be the one out of 100 that does, and straight away you're ahead of the rest. It's not down to taking more courses. It's not bound to subscribing to more stuff and watching more videos on YouTube. You just show up, you just talk like the goddess who's coming
Hmm.
over tomorrow. She immediately said, I'm going to be a dating coach. And that's what she did. I'm going to be a dating coach. My friend Sarah, who's the #1 divorce coach in the
Hmm.
world, come from nowhere. Come from nowhere. She just went, I've had the most horrendous divorce and I've learned a lot. And I'm going to help other people with this. Within a year, she had a book out, won an award, was #1 divorce coach in the world, interviewed
Right.
on television all over the world. But she stepped up. She went and did it. She put a message out there, and that's the thing. Don't wait
Mm.
for perfectionism will ruin you. Uh, Worrying about what the girl next door, your sister thinks will ruin you. Just
Mm.
go do it. And there was that book that's out. I forgot what it's called now. Like Let Them, something like Let Them. And it doesn't matter when
Yeah.
people pull a face or they're not nice to you. Let them. I forget the title. Probably one of you knows the title. It's a brilliant book. I haven't read it, but people keep telling me, and I go, yeah, let them be bitchy, let them do this, let them do that. But the difference is when you get out there, the vast majority of people will love what you do, and people don't
Mm.
expect that. They suddenly look and go, oh my God, there's that one person that just said it really helped them.
Yeah. Oh, Mel
Mel Robbins.
Robbins, Let Them Theory. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's really, I haven't read it, but people have told me the essence of it. And yeah, let them. Your sister
Mm.
bitches at you, let her. Whatever. You don't feel you're ready. So what? Put it out there. Put something out there. Just
Mm.
start working. Just get out there. Just do something. Don't hide. Do you know when they interviewed a load of 90-year-olds? They asked them their regrets. None of them regretted the
Right.
things that had gone wrong, but they regretted the chances they hadn't taken.
Ah,
Followed
it is
by
followed by And Let Me. Ah, Let
and
Them
let
Theory and Let Me, I guess. Is that another book? I suppose
and
so. Or the
well,
subtitle.
I've
One
not
of the
heard
two.
that. I yeah, and let me what? And let
And
me
Let
what?
Me.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe just dot dot dot.
brilliant stuff. No, it's amazing. Um, yeah, so I'm really keen to work with people, and I love this. I mean, I
Mm.
work with a lot of creatives anyway. I mean, for people that follow me, I've worked with a lot of people in Hollywood. I work with a lot of musicians. I work with a
Mm.
lot of yeah, a lot of creatives anyway. And it's so
Yeah.
good to just get with them and go. I tell you what I did. This was great. I was out in Cape Town,
Hmm.
and there was artists and creative people can be tortured souls. This guy, he was a bit of a tortured soul, great guy, and he just said, I've not been able to paint or do anything for 3 years. I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to produce anything. I'm just blocked now. I've had I've had writers phone me up, go, oh darling, help me, I'm writer's block or whatever. So but he's an interesting guy. um I said, let's do a session where we find your best work in the future, see what it consists of. So
Hmm.
it was weird. I've never worked this way before or since, but he got a huge one of them huge notepads, them huge like drawing pad, and a felt tip pen. And for 2 hours, I don't normally work that long with clients. I like to get to it. For 2 hours, I've taken him to this state, prompted him now and again. He was drawing. It looked like a load of scribble, and he's writing stuff. Then when we got to the end of it, I just said, "What? Let's go through it." We sat there, and one of it was a big structure.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to build a palace, an eco-friendly palace.
Right.
It was incredible. He also, one of the things we went, oh my God, that's like a camera, like as if you're filming something. We went out the next day filming at the top of, what is it, Table Mountain, is it? Whatever
Mm-hmm. I think
mountain
so,
is.
yeah.
We went up to the top there filming. He walked around filming. We could see straight away that energy was back.
Right.
That energy was back. That. Instead of, oh my God, I'm blocked and it's terrible, because they always do that, creatives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They phone me up and wail. No, but he started to really get into his work and create amazing things. And that we want to get people in that, so they stop worrying and feeling pressured and go, I'm going to make this amazing thing here. I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
something great. And when you see it out there in the world and people's reaction, because we can tap into all that in the future, you're
Mm-hmm.
off, you're running, you're doing it.
Right. So, what will you be doing in the demo today to give us the creative focus that we want, the vision, and the resources? Or will you do all of that or just part of that?
Well, no, I'm not going to do all of it because I want you to come
Okay.
on my training in on the
Of course.
21st.
Okay, so you'll give us a taster.
Yeah, I haven't thought that far. Guys, you guys listening, what would you like me to do?
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, let me know. What would you
Go
like me
into
to
the
do?
future, go into the past. Maybe future is safer for a group session.
Safer could be a good, future
Mm-hmm.
could be a good one for just if you applied yourself to your best possible work. Where are you in a year's time? That could be interesting.
Future.
Future,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right,
Future,
Sarah.
future, future. Yeah. All right. Okay, just a quick one for anybody who's listening to the replay. You may not be driving if you are stop listening, and if you're operating heavy machinery as well, same
Or
thing.
or hang
Don't
gliding. No hang gliding.
no hang gliding either. No, these are the usual warnings. Don't be driving because you'll have your eyes closed, and driving with closed eyes is a bit bad, or operating heavy machinery as well. Anyway, enjoy.
Okay, make yourselves nice and comfy. Close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. As you focus on your breathing, you will naturally start to relax. And as you relax, you feel your chest and your tummy rise and fall with each breath that you take. And just feel your breathing deepen with each breath that you take. And just think of a time that you felt really relaxed. Remember where you were, what you were doing, and remember how you felt. And feel twice as relaxed as you did then, and twice as relaxed again. And feel 10 times as relaxed as you did then. And I just want you to find yourself in the most beautiful garden. It's the most peaceful place. The air is sweet and clean. With each breath, you relax more and more. And you look around at the flowers in every colour that you can imagine. You smell sweet scent. You can hear birds singing in a nearby tree. This is your special place. You can come here anytime you wish. And you look up in the distance and you see a hill. And somehow you know the hill is very special. Somehow you know it can help you to find your absolute best path, best way forward for the next year. So you make your way toward the hill, step by step. With each step you take, you relax more and more. And as you make your way, think about your life, how far you've come, and how you're ready for so much more. You arrive at the foot of the hill and you make your way up the hill, step by step. Surprisingly easy to make your way up the hill. Up and up till you reach the top. As you reach the top, you feel connected to the earth and the sky and the universe. You feel your feet firmly on the ground and you feel strong and you feel grounded. You have this beautiful panoramic view. And you look at this other side of the hill and you can see in front of you many roads and pathways. Some are straight, some are bendy, some are flat, some are bumpy, some are overgrown. Just look at all the roads and pathways. As you look, one straight road stands out. This is the strongest, straightest road for you to be in a good place in a year's time where you're putting fantastic work out there. When you feel clear-minded and comfortable, you feel really good about what you're doing. You haven't been distracted, you haven't had things out there. So just look at that one straight road. All the others are distractions and annoyance and noise. But you just look at that one straight road. And that leads you to your absolute best future where you've focused on your career and your talents and what you're here to do. And as you focus on that road, the others, the roads and the pathways, all the others just fade away, completely fade away till they're gone. You just look at that road in front of you. It's a clear, straight road. It's not busy. It's not congested. It's a straight, clear road. And in a moment, you're going to float above the road and you're going to float forward 1 year, then down into 1 year where you've totally focused on what you're here to do. When you have focused on your essence, your talents, and you've kept it simple and smart and clear and clever. So just floating above your road. You're floating forward. You've been concentrating on your one thing, the best thing for you. Floating forward 3 months, floating forward 6 months, floating forward 9 months. You're really pulling this together. Floating forward 1 year. Now float down into 1 year, 1 year where you've done your best work. You kept it simple and straightforward. You haven't been distracted. Feel yourself arrive and land at 1 year. Just get a sense of what you're doing, what you put all that energy into in that 1 year. Get a sense of what you've created, what you've put out into the world. And just get a sense of what you've been putting together, what you've created. Imagine it's in front of you. Could be a book, it could be a new modality, could be an idea, could be anything, could be an invention. Just take a moment to get a sense of what you created, what you've got in front of you at that year's time that you're so pleased and proud about. That's good. Just get a sense of what it is you've created, what you've made, what you've focused on. You've put your full focus into something. Get a sense of who this benefits. Who is your audience or your clients or your customers? Who are they? The people that want what you've created. Get a sense of how you get a sense how you get a sense of how you got this out in the world. I want you to really get a sense of how it feels. How does it feel to have created something, put something together, really believed in yourself, and put all your energy into something, no scattergun, and you stepped up. You stepped up in front of people and put it out there in the world. Really feel what that feels. That's good. I just want you to focus on that future you in a year's time. And in your mind, speak to that future you and ask that future you who's there, who's done this, ask that future you, what do you need to know right now? What is their advice or guidance for you right now? And I want you to just look back down the timeline and get a sense of what you did. What's were the first steps you took to making this happen? What were your very first steps? And I want you to keep that feeling of yourself in a year's time, standing strong, pleased and proud of yourself. I want you to get that feeling, really get that feeling flowing within you. Get it flowing to every cell of your body. That wonderful feeling that you've stood up, you've made it happen, you've focused, you concentrated, you've taken yourself seriously, you believed in yourself. I want you to get that feeling, get it flowing to every cell of your body. And I just want you to make a fist. Open your hand of your left hand, open it flat. Let that confident, wonderful feeling of believing in yourself and actually stepping up and making it happen. I want that feeling to pour into your left hand. Let it pour in and then close the hand, make a fist and lock that feeling in. Just lock it in. And any time you need that feeling, you're just going to make a fist of your left hand and you will feel that feeling of your future self who's done it, who's there. And for now, I want you to keep that fist. Float back to your present time. That's good. Float all the way back to your present time. Keep your left hand in a fist. Lock that feeling in. That's good. And you can make that fist whenever you want. Just get into that zone, into that space. And just when you're ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes and relax your hand. Michelle, what was you doing in the future? Tell us, tell us.
It wasn't very different. It was just, I was just more confident. I didn't need to prepare for sessions. I could just have somebody walk in and just be creative without having to think a million times what I was going to do before and all that.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
And maybe I would have done a bit of, because I haven't a clue how to work online and how to get clients online. So I actually saw myself going in that direction a little bit.
Brilliant. Yeah, do
I
it.
don't really need to, but I just did it.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done. That's great. Really good. Guys asleep. Yeah, I've had that happen before. Yeah, makes you think, am I boring? So,
It's
Sarah.
not you.
I must admit, I think I must have drifted off right at the end there.
Okay, that's all right. What did you pick up there?
For me, it picked up what I need to do, and because I work with children,
Right.
and basically what I need to do to actually reach them, basically reach out into schools and things like that.
That is brilliant. That is so, so good. I really love people working with kids. I've never known a time when kids have needed so much support. So I absolutely love that. That's brilliant. They really do need the support.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. You've made my day with that. That's great. That's brilliant. You guys are so, so good. Somebody called Flora there. Are you about?
I don't know when she joined, so
A bit later.
some-
Guy, did you pick anything up there?
Not a great deal, but I've done similar things elsewhere. I wouldn't chat one or two names in a moment. One if you're aware of in the industry. Floated along, might have fallen asleep at some point, woken up again. Seems to be what I'm good at doing.
Brilliant. Amazing guy.
thanks, Guy.
So, Astrid, what did you pick up?
Well, I'm going to write a book.
Yeah, good, 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 good.
Still, yeah. So yes, it's a bit more complicated. I've still got to write a handbook for my tinnitus course. So
Yeah,
there we
yeah,
are.
yeah.
But it's gonna be based on that, and I kind of saw how it all fits into one another and how I can reuse everything that I've written so far. So that's
That's
a
great.
good one.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love encouraging people to write books because obviously I've learned a lot of things the hard way. I really have learned the hard way. But I've got 6 out now, so I kind of have learned a fair bit, and I love giving people a bit of guidance. I think 12 of my practitioners have written their own books now, which is
Wow.
really great. It's
Yeah.
so good that it's just so exciting. Yeah, a book is a game changer. But there's that bit when, you know, you do go and say, how can I do this with kids more? Or how can I reach more people online? You're reaching, you know, you end up this global audience, and it's really, really wonderful. So yeah, thank you for taking part. Just giving you a little snapshot there of what how you can tap in and feel what it feels like. See, I love the fact that you felt what it felt like, because that's the game changer. Once you can feel it, everything changes. One of the most successful women I know, it's always stayed in my head. She said to me, if you can't feel it and you can't see it, it's not going to happen. And when she said that, it really stayed in my mind. So I really incorporate feeling it, seeing it. This is what I'm like. This is how I operate. So obviously, I'd usually do a bigger session. I just wanted to give you a kind of a snapshot there. But yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you. And as I was doing that, I glimpsed what my future self telling me, and it is concentrate in the Middle East more. So I do work in the Middle East a lot. It's a big patch for me, but you know, I'm in talks for a number of other areas of the world, but it keeps dragging me back. My future self's going, no, because we can't work at the moment because of certain things happening out there. My work's on hold, but it is saying the Middle East. So that's really good to know where to put your efforts, where to concentrate. It's yeah, great stuff. Thank you for joining in with that, because
Thank you for doing the demo, Anne.
You're welcome. It's only a little snapshot, but it just gives you an idea. And make the fist or step into your future self regularly, and you will have things will happen quick. So when I started working with the future visioning, my life changed dramatically in 3 months. Dramatically. Right? Do you? Pin up. I know William Whitecloud. How do you know William Whitecloud? I know William Whitecloud. We both worked on a movie. We both worked on a movie.
Good question what these mean.
Yeah. Ryan Pinnock. I've heard of Ryan Pinnock. Don't know that. I've heard of it, but I couldn't tell you anything about him. William Whitecloud. Yeah. Very, very interesting person. I'll just tell you quick. I know this brilliant business coach, one of the best business coaches in the world. He's just such cool. You won't know him, but he is so cool. And I can go to this guy and ask him and say, look, I need this. What do I do? And he can tell me, he'll say 2 sentences and I know what to do. Really smart guy. Not local. No, people won't know his name. And I noticed he was friends with William Whitecloud on Facebook. And not that either the business coach, he's never on Facebook, but I noticed they were friends. So I phoned him up and I said, how on earth do you know William Whitecloud? And he said, years ago, I'm doing some coaching at a company. William Whitecloud phoned up trying to sell me something. And he said to him, you are so smart. I don't want what you're selling, but you are such a good salesman. The way you use words and the way you come across, I want to meet you. So they met and they ended up friends, and that was years ago. William Whitecloud has a way, a lovely way of kind of enhancing you. So yeah, interesting question.
So these 3 people that guy's mentioning, I've just looked them up quickly. So Alan Kleinhans is an outstanding international speaker and high-end performance coach. So that would be similar to what you're doing here. William Whitecloud is a worldwide best-selling author and a leading figure in the field of personal development and creative transformation. So another creative person. And Ryan Pinnock comes up with Super Genius Life, unleashing super genius within everybody. So everyone.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that would be the connection there.
Yeah,
I had to look it up because I don't know any of them.
Yeah, no, it's only coincidence, because then another coincidence, William Whitecloud, I work for one of the Hollywood guys. He's making a movie. All of a sudden, William Whitecloud's involved in it. So we're all at the premiere. I got a credit on that movie, by the way. That's looking into the future. I've got a little credit on that. Yeah, got a little credit on it. But yeah, so he was at the premiere. So that was interesting. So twice our paths have crossed in an odd sort of way, not in an obvious way. So yeah. A really interesting man. Yeah, very interesting man. I don't know the other 2. I've heard of the first one.
Right. So those would be some resources as well if you're looking into creative development and personal development and your workshop. And we will, as I said, put the link to your workshop into the description for anybody who would like to take part.
Thank you.
Michelle has to be somewhere else on the 21st. Oh, that's
Well,
unfortunate. Are you
Michelle,
running it again?
no, but Michelle, this is one part of the Future Vision coaching, which I will be putting on. I think it's April. It's after the Irish
Conference.
convention. So I will be putting on the whole training. What we do a whole lot more. This is just
Yeah.
one section. We do
I've done all of Anne's trainings except for the Creative Genius one. I think all the Future Visioning ones. It is amazing training. But Michelle, weren't you coming to the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference? You are. So you're going
I
to
am.
meet.
I am.
You are going to meet.
Brilliant. We'll see you there. That would
Yeah.
be
Pleasure.
good.
And anybody else who would like to meet Anne or come to the conference in Dublin or both on the 24th to the 26th of April, I will be putting a link into the show notes to the website. And if you are a member of the Facebook group Mind Explorations, which you can be, and I can put the link in the description as well if I don't remind me in the comments, and then you get a special discount as well, only for members of the group. Yeah, and as I said, you can meet Anne there and myself and lots of other beautiful, wonderful international speakers with lots of interesting subjects.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you there. I would, if you can, would hope that you join Anne's training and yeah, maybe the group Mind Explorations as well, because we have lots of these meetings on these kinds of meetings with wonderful colleagues and yeah, superstars in their own right, so to speak. And
Brilliant people. Yeah, no, you've yeah, brilliant people. You got some, you do have some brilliant people, amazing people at the convention. Really
Definitely.
good people.
Yeah.
Really good. So, folks, it's been wonderful. I'm grateful to you for sharing your time with us. I really am. There's lots of things you could be doing, so I'm grateful.
Yeah. Well, thank you too, Anne, for joining us. And I was just waving to Sarah. She's leaving already. Sorry, in case anybody's wondering why is she waving at me? All right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining and hope to see you next time. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave a like and I'd love a comment as well. I love getting comments. And yeah, see you soon.
See you
Bye
all
bye,
again.
everyone.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, you too.